What's good, ladies and gentlemen? So this came as a shock for me. Dead Island 2 is actually coming out. It's at this February. I saw it on social media. I'm like, for real? I knew they was gonna make one long time ago, and it just never happened. Now it actually. Oh, here. Wait, hold up. This is it right here. That was the trailer. That was 8 years ago, and that was for Dead Island 2. Now is a Dead Island 2 coming out 8 years later, and they have a hands-on trailer. I want to see this, and it's coming out in February, so it's not even that long from now. But I did like the first one. I like that a lot, so I'm interested in seeing where they go with the second one. I mean, it's been like eight. Well, that's 8 years of the trailer. I can't remember how long it's been since the first Dead Island, but a long time. If that's 8 years, the first one was like 10 or 11. So they could change everything. Honestly, they should just did a reboot, but maybe they're continuing the story from the first one. But we're gonna see what this is. Hey, this is interesting.
I've played Dead Island 2. That's an odd thing to say in 2022.
Yeah,
First announced back in 2014 with its now infamous trailer featuring a zombified runner, we've seen next to nothing of the game since. The almost decade-long radio silence likely had most people believing that Dead Island 2 was, well, dead.
Right.
Until now. I've played Dead Island 2, a whole 20 minutes of it. It's real, it's genuinely planned to be released in 2023, and despite a long absence, it's still what it originally set out to be, a co-op, open-world, California-set sequel to Techland's well-received, but a bit shonky, original.
So it's in California. That's the funny part. It's Dead Island in LA. It's not technically an island. It's not an island, but it is what it is. I know they're doing it for the title.
This new version of Dead Island 2 is being built by Dambuster Studios, the folks behind Homefront: The Revolution. It's the third developer to work on the game, and while it started again completely from scratch, what I've played looks reasonably similar to the gameplay we saw of the original 2014 version, but with a few modern upgrades. Set in a bright and bizarre Los Angeles that Dambuster has nicknamed Hell A, Dead Island 2 begins in the wake of a zombie outbreak. The city is now a slaughter playground, and brutally gory melee combat is once again the big focus. Flesh slices open, guts spill out, and limbs fly off bodies. Flames char skin and melt muscle, leaving just blackened skeletons behind. You can even tear the undead apart with your bare hands, courtesy of Fury Mode, an ultimate-like ability powered by the zombie infection that slowly floods your veins.
I want guns in my zombie apocalypse. The reason I didn't play what was it? What was the zombie that just came out like a few months ago? Dying Light. That's why I couldn't figure out, because it wasn't Dead anything. Dying Light 2. It looked interesting until it said it was melee only, and I don't like that in zombies. To each his own, but I want pistols, guns, and all that stuff. And yes, like you said, melee is gonna be a big deal, but as you see, there's still guns. I like they give you the options
over the course.
And if I remember correctly, the first one, it's been so long, but I think they had guns, but it was skim. It was very slim with the bullets that you can get. So, and I'm cool with that. It's like a survival. You got to find the bullets. It's not just overloading with
skeletons behind.
Ammo.
You can even tear the undead apart with your bare hands, courtesy of Fury Mode, an ultimate-like ability powered by the zombie infection that slowly floods your veins over the course of the story. That gore is all well and good, but the combat that leads to that bloodshed needs to be just as accomplished. During my hands-on demo, I found that, while it does still have a bit of that waving a stick around feel that a lot of first-person melee falls foul of, Dead Island 2 has got a few good ideas powering its battles. The combat system promotes constant movement. Dodges, kicks, and jumps are all integral parts. Throwable weapons known as curveballs, things like grenades, shurikens, and bait bombs, can also be weaved into the usual whirlwind of hacks and slashes. Being able to strike, dodge out of the way of a grab, and then immediately hurl a Molotov in quick succession is a pretty fun rhythm, and it's the fact that Dead Island 2 seems to keep up that rhythm that has me impressed. While there is a stamina system, it's incredibly generous and doesn't have you running out of breath every 10 seconds. On top of those basics is a dynamic elemental system that feels like an advancement of the 2014 version's propagating fire. Oil can be set ablaze with flames, and water can douse those flames, but water also conducts electricity, turning harmless puddles into death traps when combined with a battery. An impressive variety of zombie types helps tie this together. Among the colourful hordes are corpses with gas canisters and water bottles, and you need only target them to add some elemental fun to a fight. Those elemental properties can be found in the weapons too, which, as series DNA dictates, can be upgraded at workbenches with a variety of bonkers add-ons. A fire axe, for instance, can be fitted with blowtorches that scorch away at flesh with each strike. A pair of Wolverine-like claws can be supercharged with electricity that stuns enemies. Nothing I saw in my sample inventory would have felt out out of place in the original Dead Island, which rejected gritty realism in favour of over-the-top mayhem. Dambuster certainly seems determined to stick to that MO. Thanks to this short hands-on, it's obvious that Dead Island 2 isn't just alive, but kicking too. While it may have risen from the grave though, it still has a lot to prove. Dambuster has made a solid first impression, but it comes coupled with a distinct sense.
I mean, look how long it's been since the first trailer, but my question was, what if they push it back and we wait another 8 years? If that happens, they just need to stop with the game. And they just need to stop. Over 20 years of waiting for Dead Island 2 or something like that. Yeah, I doubt they will. They said February, but
a familiarity. Dead Island 2 appears to share a huge amount of common ground with not just the original Dead Island, but also its step-sibling, Dying Light. Even at this early stage, I'm already struck with the sense of having played all this before. The gory combat, the weird weapons, the crafting, the oddball humour. After one Dead Island game, an expansion, and 2 Dying Lights, it's all feeling a bit parts of the same corpse. So is Dead Island 2 just The Walking Dead, or will it be something genuinely surprising? The streets of LA will hold the answer. There's so much I've not seen. What is the open world like? What twist will the story take? How varied is the mission design? How good are the jokes? It's all this that will determine if Dambuster's efforts are a gory good time, or just a sequel that's arrived a decade too late. For more on Dead Island 2, be sure to read my full written preview on IGN.com.
I love zombie apocalypse games. They just need to stick to keep putting guns on there though. I don't like Dying Light where it's just melee weapons. That's just me. That's just my take on it. All right, well, that's interesting. I'm looking forward to hearing more about it, but, I mean, it looks cool. Like I said, I'm a fan of zombie apocalyptic games. It doesn't have to be anything too, like, out of this world with the story. It's just having fun, and you're in L.A. having a good time with zombies. You know, I'm glad guns are in there, because like I just said, melee weapons, melee weapons only is a no for me. But let me know how you feel about that. That's very interesting. All these years, I think that's what's more so shocking is that after all these years, they still, like 8 years since that trailer. Wow, that's crazy. They stayed committed to, hey, shout out to them, the company, whoever made it. So, yeah, anyway, let me know how you feel about it. But thank y'all for tuning in. I'll see you.